Some children don't lose their childhood in a single moment. There's no dramatic event, no clear before and after. Instead, they outgrow it quietly. No one sits them down and says, "You are becoming an adult now." They just wake up one day and realize someone has to be responsible, and it might as well be me. They learn to manage emotions, their own and everyone else's, before they even know how to ride a bike. They learn to stay calm, to solve problems, to be the mature one, and everyone calls them strong. But here's what no one tells them. They weren't born strong. They became strong because there was no other option. Let me tell you about a boy named Elijah. Elijah was 8 years old when his parents started fighting in a way that made the walls shake. He learned to listen at the top of the stairs, to gauge the temperature of the house before he came down for breakfast. If it was cold, he'd make his own cereal. If it was hot, he'd stay in his room until it passed. By 10, he was the peacemaker. By 12, he was the one who remembered to pay the bills when his mom forgot. By 15, everyone called him the old soul. He was proud of that. Old soul. It meant he was wise beyond his years. But one night, at 27, he had a panic attack in a grocery store. Not because anything was wrong, but because everything was quiet. Too quiet. His body didn't know how to be still. It had spent 20 years waiting for the next crisis. Elijah didn't outgrow his childhood. He outran it. And he'd been running ever since. Psychologists have a word for what happened to Elijah. They call it parentification. It's when a child is expected to carry emotional weight, their own or someone else's, long before their brain is ready. And when that happens, the child adapts. They learn to suppress their own needs, to stay calm, to be the reliable one. They stop asking for help because they've learned that help isn't coming. Here's what developmental psychology tells us. Children who grow up this way don't lose their ability to feel. They lose the permission to feel. As adults, they look incredibly capable, composed, put together, but inside, they struggle to trust support that feels temporary. They apologize for wanting care. They feel guilty for resting. Their nervous system stays on alert because when they were young, calm moments were usually followed by storms. They learned responsibility before safety, strength before softness. And now, as adults, they don't know how to be taken care of. It doesn't feel comforting. It feels foreign, suspicious, like a debt they'll have to repay. But here's what I need you to hear. If this sounds like you, you are not broken. You are not damaged. Your nervous system did exactly what it was supposed to do. It adapted to pressure. It kept you safe in an environment that asked too much of you. So, what do we do with this? First, we stop calling it strength and start calling it what it was: survival. You didn't choose to grow up fast. You did what you had to do. And that deserves compassion, not more pressure to keep performing. Second, we practice something that might feel terrifying: resting without earning it. Not after you finish everything, not when you've earned it, just resting. Because rest was not a reward in your childhood. It was a risk. But you're not a child anymore. The storm is not coming just because you paused. Here's your action for this week. Notice one moment when you feel guilty for needing something: a break, a favor, a quiet afternoon. And instead of pushing that guilt away, I want you to say to yourself, I was never supposed to carry all of this alone. It's okay to let someone hold some of it now. You learned responsibility before you learned safety. But now, you get to learn safety. You get to learn that being cared for is not a burden you place on others. It's a connection you allow yourself to have. The child who grew up too fast is still in there. And that child, they don't need you to be strong anymore. They need you to finally rest.